Mr. Wives here. Pussycat Wives. Today's September 4th, 2021. Beyonce's birthday. Um, for the world to know. I want to report. I know what they do on birthdays around me. Anyone, I heard. Anyone who's having a birthday, the spirits, the mean ones from Hollywood, they just cut the person's head off on their birthday. Parties, I try to avoid which person is actually the birthday person, and when they're singing happy, I try to turn my head when they sing happy birthday. It got that. It got really vicious, and it's been like that for about a good 5 years on birthdays. So, but today is Beyonce's birthday, so the community, if since you're hearing this, watching the video, seeing the video, you're probably witness where it's coming from. It's cruel. I didn't have that for years, for like a decade of with schizophrenia. Start talking to you people, and whoever's birthday it is, they want to cut their person's head off. It's crazy. Look towards the wrestlers and look towards Shaq for that conversation. But here's a sports page. Education competition. So random. Today's paper. Haven't had a chance to read it yet. This is the San Diego Union Tribune Sports. Naomi Osaka loses to 18-year-old Canadian Leah Fernandez in 3 sets at the U.S. Open. She was probably the favorite. Miss Beautiful, just want you to know you're an amazing girl. Wow. There's something about you. Like I said, I'm all world. First team all world. First team all world. Mr. Watts was trying to say. All right, so let's begin. Big 12 eyeing schools to add to mix. Big 12 is a conference in sports, in college sports. Let's say football or basketball, right? Who's in the Big 12? Nebraska, Texas, Alabama's SEC. So this is Big 12, they're the SEC. So you go Texas, you would go Texas A&M, you would also say Texas Tech, you would say Texas Christian, possibly in there. I'm not sure Texas Christian is part of the Big 12. But A&M, Texas A&M, Texas University, and Texas Tech, all part of the Big 12. Who's next to Oklahoma and Oklahoma Sooners, possibly the Oklahoma State University. That's Big 12 for you. I don't name every school, but I name a lot of them. So the Big 12 is moving quickly on expansion plan that could have the conference at 12 schools after Texas, Oklahoma leave with BYU, Central Florida, Cincinnati, and Houston as the most intriguing candidates. Wow. They're creating their own conferences with schools that have never been in their conference, never been in their region. Wow. That is intriguing. And they're the intriguing candidates to the new schools coming and going. So it says, hey, expansion means add to their conference. How many schools? Like if these schools are all in one conference, they would bring more schools in and add to their conference. That's what they're saying. Cincinnati, I remember they used to be a SAC school, I think, or a Big East. Ohio, let me see. Cincinnati would be Bearcats, right? Cincinnati Bearcats would be. They're not a Big Ten school like Ohio State in their neighborhood, Northwestern, Michigan. They're ACC, Cincinnati Bearcats, not ACC either. I don't think. Cincinnati Bearcats, Big East, possible Big East. I don't want to say it for sure. Oh, it's just old school. I don't remember though, but exactly. But anyway, I'm just talking sports. But the Big 12 is moving quickly on an expansion plan that could have the conference at 12 schools after Texas and Oklahoma leave, with BYU, Central Florida, Cincinnati, and Houston. I don't know they were in the fucking Big 12. Excuse my mouth. As the most intriguing candidates. I mean, the most intriguing. Okay. Three people familiar with the Big 12 talks said, Big 12 talks said Friday the eight schools being left behind by the Longhorns and Sooners, Longhorns, Texas Longhorns, Oklahoma Sooners, are working to rebuild, adding 4 new members. Who are these new members? Two other people said there were regularly scheduled meetings planned for Big 12 University. It's like they're getting the number ones worked over. If the Oklahoma Sooners and Texas Longhorns are leaving the conference down in Texas and Oklahoma neighborhood, and and all the schools of that region, this is crazy. The world is changing. Anything that all the lies, the Toronto Raptors and winning a championship, and the Warriors really won it, and they get to take it over a week later and stuff. This professional world of sports is garbage nowadays, but that's why they're moving ancient history, solid 90s, 80s, 70s football programs and conferences have historic rivalries that are now not even going to be around each other. Asking them those, I guess, in the name of bothering individuals, angelic individuals, um, eventually, if you do to that person, do to yourself then until it costs too much, right? The cost. And it's going to cost another big business. It's going to cost another big business. It's going to cost. So let's just stop and move this garbage on and follow our angel culture, right? It's valid in church. But let's get back to the article here. So, two of the people said there were regularly scheduled meetings planned for the Big 12 university presidents and athletic directors in the coming days to discuss next steps, and another meeting of presidents was expected to take place late next week. One person said invitations to new members could go out as soon as next week. The people spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because it means that they want to remain anonymous. They don't want their name. They don't want anyone knowing their name because the Big 12 was not making its internal discussion public. Internal means their conference, they have meetings and stuff, and they were not making their information public. Sports Illustrated first reported on Friday, citing unidentified sources, that BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and University of Central Florida, UCF, were expected to apply. BYU has always been a part of the old school San Diego State rivalry. Always play San Diego State every single year. If they move to this conference near Texas and Oklahoma, they won't play us anymore. It'd be rare, extremely rare. They're the Mormon people. They have students in their freshman year. They may do 1 year of school, the sophomore, 10th grade. I mean, not 10th grade, but the second year of college. The kids are sent on a mission for 1 whole year to spread the word about the Bible and the Mormon philosophies, and if you want to join us or not. And they go on a road trip. I've never seen the women since high school. I've always seen the boys come, the men come around, and they have Samoans. They have a nice group of Samoans that I've never seen them travel, but I have seen the white guy the whole time. Maybe one black dude in like 30 years, 20 years. So that's the BYU. They're blue and white uniforms, and old school. They had Ty Detmer at quarterback. Coy Detmer, the brother, came through that school. They had some pretty good black athletes and Samoan athletes come through there. They're not a historic winning program. They're not a winning program. They've never won any national championships or anything. But that's what I know about them. What do I know about Cincinnati? Cincinnati Bearcats. They've had a pretty good basketball program throughout the years, but once again, they're not a championship program. They've been a part of a championship conference. I'm gonna go with, I don't want to say, probably Big East, out there with Syracuse in New York and who's anybody came out of Cincinnati? I can't remember. I think Cincinnati. Nick Van Exel, the Lakers. He looks like me. He's got the ball head. So Nick Van Exel came out of Cincinnati, old school Cincinnati Bearcats, old school. Before he drafted to the Lakers, little point guard number 9. Nick Van Exel. Pretty good point guard back then. Number 31, number 9. Yeah. I even purchased a Laker jersey. So that's Cincinnati. They could be SEC, but they're way up north in Ohio, in the state of Ohio. So I say they're more close to the East Coast. And in the Big East will be mostly East Coast schools like New York, Syracuse. Remember the name of the school? There's another school. I can't. I don't have the. It's coming on top. Who's else? Big East. Oh, I got the Syracuse and the ACC is up there too in that area, in that neighborhood, Atlantic Coast Conference. Because the Atlantic Ocean is right there to the east of New York, to the east of New Hampshire, Connecticut, UConn. I believe they may be a Big East school, UConn Huskies. So you got UConn, you got Syracuse, you got what's up there? If you're gonna have UConn, Connecticut, you got can't remember everybody. But let's get back to this. Who do I know about? Houston, and University of Central Florida. Houston University, historically they've been a losing school. I can't remember any stars. Possibly a Heisman Trophy winner, Andre Ware, who drafted to the Detroit Lions. He possibly played for Houston. I'm not 100% on this. So I'm just going off the top of my head. Andre Ware. And then the University of Central Florida, they emerged recently, the last 10 years, as someone, but I haven't seen them doing much either. They've been a historic losing program to joining big conferences to market their schools and what they have to offer, and being exposed to in around and amongst powerful schools, national champions. And once they do that, hey, they get their school advertised. Kids want to come to their school, great athletes. Oh, you're playing Michigan, or you're going to play Alabama, you're going to play Texas. Wow, we're only Florida, we're only Houston, we're only, a small school. Cincinnati could stand out by itself. It's got a reputation where they could actually be competitive with or without Texas, or with or without Alabama or Oklahoma. So, but Central Florida, they're building a reputation. Joining conferences. So I like the fact that they're allowing other conferences to join and mix them in. I just don't like the way they're going way out of their region, like putting San Diego State way over there with Alabama, putting Ohio State down here with UCLA, or in the Pac-10, the Pac-12, right? Shit like that. They're going to. It would look like this. With old school would be like UCLA, USC. Go up north, go to Stanford, go to Cal, Berkeley, go Oregon, Washington. So see, that's all the West Coast. That's the region. Now, like I just explained, they're going all over the place and pulling schools from anywhere to play anybody year round. Travel plans are heavier, and well, that's what I got. Thus for finish up with this SDSU article. I'm Mr. San Diego, my goddamn SDSU tries for more airtime. Aztecs hope to be able to improve on passing game. So now it says, San Diego State began playing college football 100 years ago, when offenses were more comfortable running the football than throwing it. Not that things have been much different for SDSU the past decade. The Aztecs seemed intent on throwing the ball more this season. Will it actually come to pass? That's just one question that will begin to be answered when SDSU opens the 2021 season tonight at Carson Dignity's Hell Sports Park. The Aztecs are 31.5-point favorites over New Mexico. It means they're predicted to win by 31 points. It's supposed to be a blowout. New Mexico, sorry. But, hey, they're one of those small schools, where are they at? New Mexico will be somewhere around next to Arizona, north of Texas, between Texas and Arizona, somewhere around there. So where would I put them at? I'd put them with Arizona, Pac-10, New Mexico, Pac-12, or I can't put them in the Big 12. They're in some fucked off conference. Mountain West possibly with San Diego State. Yeah, the Mountain West. They're playing Aztecs, so probably in the Mountain West now. It used to be the WAC, WAC. Prior to September 11th, the conference was called the WAC, and it stayed solid. They had Aztecs, they had Wyoming, schools like that. Look, name one of these schools that ever did anything? BYU, Wyoming, Colorado State. Not Colorado. They won a national championship. Colorado State, Wyoming, BYU. Not trying to clown on anything like that, but just the reputation of schools. New Mexico. The great Brian Urlacher came out of New Mexico. The great Brian Urlacher, middle linebacker, Chicago Bears Hall of Famer. He went to a Super Bowl, but he lost. But but Brian Urlacher. So now who do you got here? Opened the season a week ago with a 33 home loss to Texas El Paso. New Mexico State already lost 30-3 to Texas El Paso. So it says SCSU salivating at the game tonight. So SCSU head coach Brady Hoke, in trying to keep his focus on the task at hand, costing the teams typically so significant improvement between the first and second weeks of the season. We'll see. There are 5 things to watch in the game. Aztecs continue D6. You got to go inside the book. Competing against the NBA. I don't see anything basketball in here on the front page. Oh, because the season's over. I used to look up trades in here. You could, before internet was available, we would go on the newspaper and we would look up trades. Like there was any you look up transactions and you'll find trades, team transactions. These are statistics, but if you were looking for transactions, anything notable transactions. This says today's games. This says Friday's results. This says standings and statistics. Sunday's games, today's games. But I don't see a transaction section. San Diego Union Tribune always has one. Scoreboard. When there's something going on, they'll just say, okay, transaction. This person's released or this person was traded or something like that. There'd be a lot of NBA sports and we look around. But honestly, you can even look in baseball or football and find any transactions made. But I don't see any today. What we do, the reason why we were checking on transactions all the time is because we were doing trades in the video game, NBA Live. We save it on a memory card. It's all offline before internet ever had NBA 2K or before all that stuff. Ta-da! Hugs and kisses. I saw I got upset by an 18-year-old. Evans around. All right, we go. God bless America and God bless the globe. I'm all world. Remember, first team all world. Happy birthday, Beyonce. In peaceful ways.